Hi everyone, welcome to our Rise. This is my introductory photography showing, and I'd like to introduce to you all my guests who are joining me virtually from the United Kingdom, Moscow, New York, and of course, India. So let me start with Fern Malice. She's been widely credited as the creator of New York Fashion Week, Seoul Fashion Week, India Fashion Week, innumerable fashion weeks. She's the author of Fashion Live, Fashion Icons of Fern Malice, hosts these live amazing sessions on fashion at the 92Y. And here she is to celebrate my big day. So hi Fern, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Rubina. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Then there's Manish Malhotra. Who doesn't know Manish Malhotra in India? Whether it's runway, whether it's couture, whether it's a Bollywood chiffon sari on a Swiss mountaintop, it's Manish Malhotra at work, and remarkably so. And today, everybody, Manish is not feeling too well because he's hurt his back, but he's here despite all odds to support me. As he says, he's very committed. We all know how hardworking Manish is. And yes, Manish, you're looking very fresh, very young. Welcome to the show.
Congratulations, Rubina. And one has to be here for you, and we are all here for you, and to see all your amazing work together.
And then we have Peter Holland joining us from Moscow in Russia. He's a pro golfer and hangs around with the world #1 Rory McIlroy. But I like to remember him as the guy who taught me how to golf and told me my swing is like McIlroy's. So welcome, Peter, to the show.
Thank you so much, Rubina, and a huge happy birthday to you for today, and wishing you all the very best with your project from Moscow. And thank you for inviting me. It's great to be here.
Thank you for joining us, Peter. And then we have Eleanor Cooksey, a strategy consultant in the UK. She's my heart of a friend, and she's my intellectual compass because she's Oxfordian and she went to Magdalen College like Austria. Welcome, Eleanor, to my show.
Thank you, Rubina, and I'm very, very pleased to be here, and I'm very excited, but probably not as excited as you. I'm looking forward to it lots.
Thank you. And then we have Siddharth Kaklwal joining us not from his hometown Jaipur, but Nainital, where he went for a hike and unfortunately injured his ankle. But he's here to support me. And Siddharth is a jeweler to royalty and to some people who can afford him because he has a very fine, discerning eye. And welcome, Siddharth, and thank you for your time.
Thank you, Rubina. I mean, it's for your show. I stayed back an extra day. That's why everything, the universe fell in place and I fell down my hike. So I had to be in Nainital today to continue this conversation.
Thank you. And then we have...
Else I would have been stuck somewhere in Ghaziabad.
Right, that's true. And then we have Paras and Sonam Modi, a very talented couple fashion duo, who are my friends. And the last show, actually, before all this happened to our world, was the show I saw of theirs at Lakme Fashion Week. And I have to say, probably the last show I will be seeing for a very long time. But this design level is not going to be the last. It's not going to be during the last episode. It's going to be the beginning of the new coming. So thank you, Paras and Sonam. And we're just waiting for Rohit Bal to join us from Delhi. As you all know, digital has its limitations sometimes. So everybody say hello to everybody till Rohit comes on.
Hello, everybody.
Hi, everyone.
Hi.
So please say what you feel like because I'm not sure what to say now.
Can I just say I love the title picture because I haven't been to the Middle East at all, but I did a project on it, and I always sort of think of buildings there as the sort of modern ones being very silvery and shiny, whereas this angle, it sort of changes the colour to what I'd normally expect it to be. So I found it quite striking because I first of all thought it was like a metal pillar or something like that, and it's only when you look quite closely that you realise that it's not what you think it is.
Right.
I don't
It's
know
my
if that.
favorite building right now.
Yeah, you said, yeah. But what makes it your favourite?
Well, it rises from the ground, shooting into the sky, which is why I call it kissing skies. And then it also makes your spirit soar, and you kind of elevate yourself to the magnitude of the structure. But then you're so dwarfed by its magnitude that you sort of stay grounded to who you are. But you constantly strive for elevation in your life, whether in your spirit, in your job, in your feelings, your mood. So every time I see it in a different color or a different time of day or night, it just makes you soar, which is what I think it intends to do with the height that it has, being the tallest building in the world.
So I guess I just want to respond to that because in a way it says that you're an optimist, because I could look at that and think, gosh, it dwarfs me. It highlights my insignificance in the world. I see that and I realize how tiny I am, how I'm nothing. I'm just like a thing that could be squished if someone accidentally drops something from the very top of it. So I think it's testament to the fact that, you are a very optimistic and resilient and upward looking person, that you can see it in that way, because I find it quite terrifying that there is this enormous thing that looms up there, because it's not human. It's not a human building. It's a monster building in a way, though humans created it. I don't know what other people think.
Yeah,
Maybe
well, I feel very...
challenge that view.
Yeah, yes, don't be. One day. I'll go with Sebastian.
Actually, the Burj Khalifa it's approximately 850 meters high, I believe. So it's a real significant effort by humans to create it. But I personally love the title as well, Kissing the Sky. It matches it very nicely.
Yes, you said, Peter. It's really nice. Thank you.
Rubina, what I noticed about your work is a lot of your work, you've shot it from a lower angle. So a lot of your work looks really larger in the entire perception, and you see it much larger than life. And that's what I think I really like. It's kind of gives you that feeling of, okay, I need to achieve so much, or there's so much more, or what you see at eye level. And I love the way it all kind of gets into different shades once it goes higher and higher. So it's kind of a feeling of, it's inspiring. It's like you want to, get there and see how it is. So I love that about it. And a lot of your pictures have a lot of low angle, and the entire elevation is what I find very fascinating.
Thank you, Manish, for noticing that, because that is the intention. I don't like pictures that are cut. I like to see everything in totality. The Burj was a real challenge to get it in totality. I really wanted to just take a chopper and shoot it aerially, but obviously I couldn't. But one day I will.
So I've stayed in the Burj quite a lot of times at the Armani Hotel, which is in the Burj Khalifa. But when I'm seeing it in the picture, it really feels like, okay, the shades that it has and the way it's touching the sky, I'm like, oh my God, I was in that building and it looks different. So you've caught it at the right time as well. So it kind of, it's quite a storyteller. When you stay there, you don't think it's a storyteller. You just think it's metal and cement and, cold as well.
Yeah.
It feels very cold when you're staying there. But when you're seeing it, from this angle, the angle you shot it, it's so much warmer.
Well, thank you. Yeah. A little bit of a humanity spirit comes through, right? Like humans created this.
Yeah. Because when you're there, it's
amazing.
got a very straight brown, a very cold kind of feeling, and it's very minimal, and but it looks really different because all the different shades that come in and it touches the sky. Should we get to the next picture?
Yeah, he's going to start the slides now.
Chrysler.
I love the Chrysler. Ron lives in the Chrysler city.
Yes, I did, and I miss it. I just miss being there. The world is all like upside down, but hopefully I'll be able to get there by September. Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
We're all hoping that.
Absolutely.
We're all hoping somewhere to get somewhere by September.
Rubina, when did
It
you
should be
take
safe
that?
enough to travel.
Yes, one.
Rubina, when did you take the picture in New York?
I was last in New York. Did you ask me when I was last in New York?
No, when did you
When
take this picture?
Oh, this is in August 2010. It was summer
Oh,
in the night.
that's not the
Obviously.
summer you came to see me, was it?
Yes, the Lady Gaga Hampton summer when I stalked her.
Yeah. It's a beautiful, beautiful.
The
New York is
secrets
a
are coming out.
that was a very fun summer.
Yes, indeed it was.
Oh my God, I miss New York so much.
I
We're
miss
all
New York,
missing
and I'm
things.
now. New York has been in terrible shape, but we are the leader in the U.S. for coming back from COVID. So we have a great governor, and luckily the state is doing okay, and the city is doing better.
yeah, that's what we read.
But it's very empty. The city is very empty. It's very
Oh,
quiet.
really?
So maybe this picture is
Everyone's
quite.
in the Hamptons.
Maybe the picture is quite a good reflection because it's showing how there are little sparks of life, but they're quite tucked away and hidden, even though this is represented through
Yes.
light and dark rather than, physical presence.
Yeah. It's like it's
That's good.
actually created to look like it's floating. And this picture actually represents that, but I didn't do it intentionally. It
It's a
was built
spaceship.
to be look like a floating light in the
Wait, I think it's a
skyline of
rocket
New York.
going up to space. It's going to hit the stars.
Interesting perspective, yeah. Oh, right. Yeah, this is a little lighthouse in Nantucket. It's a little island in Massachusetts. It's a cold January morning that I took this. And if anyone wonders why lighthouse, well, because it's always there for the ship. It's kind of like some things in your life are the access to your movement. So I think the lighthouse is the access to all the water body movement. So I feel it lights up to let everything else move around it, but it stays stationary.
Yeah.
To me, it seems like a path ahead, in life. You choose to go, and there's a light out there. So there's like a whole path ahead of you, and lights there, So I think it's kind of
Yeah,
symbolically a way ahead in life.
yeah, lighting up the way.
Same
Where's
here.
that?
So if anyone has a question on this, I would like to answer it, and I want to tell you a very sweet story about this picture.
It's kind
Yeah, we would all
of
like to know.
No,
Okay, so when I did visit this, the Great Wall, this is the original section of it. It's called the Mutanyu section in the village of Mutanyu, which is about 73 kilometers outside of Beijing. This is not the tourism sort of part of the wall, but it is most highly restored and rebuilt part. So obviously it was built 1400 years ago, and then of course it went to the new modernized granite version of it. The reason I remember taking these pictures is my grandmother said, "Oh, I heard that cars can drive through on the Great Wall of China." So I wanted to show her that no, the cars can't because there's steps everywhere, and then there's watchtowers, and no cars can drive. Of course, it's very broad and very high. So that's the little story. So she was quite flummoxed that that's a fable and not the truth.
Amazing.
no.
And which type of camera do you use, Rubina? Which type of camera?
Peter, interestingly, all of them are Nikon.
Okay.
I should be seeking an
Nikon what?
endorsement from them very soon. Because interestingly, it's all Nikon. I mean, I
Well,
love
this is one of
looking at
my
these things.
favorite. ones though.
And for how long have you been taking photographs for? When did you first start?
Technically, I think forever, because I was setting up the apertures and lenses and cleaning them for my grandfather since I was like 2-year-old. But then when I became a journalist, I was sort of directing the photographers to take the actors and, the fashion. And then I decided that, get it done is harder than to just do it myself. So then I just started doing it professionally with Getty Images from the year 2015. It's been 5 years professionally, but amateur always.
Super.
Yes, Paras, you were saying something?
Yeah, I was saying this is one of my favorite pictures out of the catalog. I just love the way you've shot this angle towards the Chrysler building. The lighting of it is just amazing. It's beautiful.
Thank you. It's more like a disco dance in the sky,
Yeah, man, it's really
Yeah.
nice.
Is that the Central Park?
Oh, Siddharth, no!
Where's that? I can't see it clearly.
This is Berlin.
Berlin. Oh,
Because this
This
is
is in the... Yes,
But
yes, Elena?
this for me is like a whole Bollywood song shooting and like the chiffon sari that you mentioned.
Really, I think one of your
It
heroines
really
is
looks
coming
like one
from
of
a
Karan Johar,
fuchsia
Yash
pink
Chopra movie.
chiffon.
Yeah.
But we just need that
And
now.
looks like
Manish,
this-
let's get it started.
Let's get it started again.
Yeah.
But the hero
This is the pathway of...
the hero's in a turtleneck and muffler and trench coat, while the heroine is in an itsy bitsy blouse and a chiffon sari, singing a song.
Yeah, Manish, you are so considerate of the women's fashion when they are in freezing climates. It's
Well, that's what it's
wonderful
been, right?
how much you think of them.
But it's beautiful. It's so romantic. The picture itself is so romantic. And the colors are beautiful. The colors are just beautiful.
But it's so
Inspiring.
natural there. It's always so
Inspiring
easy.
for an outfit, actually. Stunning. Summer, autumn kind of. This is again a lovely structure.
because Ruby knows I was going to say, when you saw the catalogue, there are the titles to the pictures, and obviously you thought quite a lot about the titles. So it's quite odd seeing them without the titles, because for me they were like a massive part of the value of the pictures is just like, because you're so good at words,
Yeah.
that's an additional element of creativity that there is to it, and also it gives you a slant through which to interpret the pictures. So I'm slightly like, I can't remember what this one was called, because I know I really like to know what it was called again. So what was
This is
this one?
called this is called pirouette shadows because it reminds me. I mean, I feel the perspective of the arch is almost like a ballerina going into a pirouette, but it's actually not. So this is the Sanssouci Palace in Potsdam, which is also a little ahead of Berlin, and it's built in the Rococo style, which is very ebullient, dramatic, theatrical, very like us Indians, very theatrical in all our approaches toward life. So. So the palace itself was the summer palace of King Frederick of Prussia. So he actually built this palace because he built some terrace gardens which are so beautiful that he decided he had to live there. The paradox of the Rococo style of the drama with these rolling vineyards and terrace gardens, I mean, it's just so cool and so paradoxical. Obviously, I couldn't get an aerial shot again because Manish is not helping me buy a chopper. So I had to make do with bits and bobs of the palace because the code illusion of the
Siddharth could help you buy a chopper.
not now, Manish. 4 months ago, the picture was different. Well, this is my
this is
favorite
Siddharth's
picture. By the way.
favorite.
Frozen Silences, I think it's called.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
That's what we are in the lockdown. Frozen silences.
That's what I feel like I am, frozen silence in this technology.
That's also very aptly said. This is a little beach resort in Hamburg where we were walking on the beach, and when you walk the ridges of the sand, I couldn't get over it that it was frozen sand, so I nicknamed it Winter Sandland.
This technology
Because
in
it was
silence.
so cold, but it was so fun. And the ridges, just each of them, the patterns are very fascinating.
Yeah, what I really enjoyed about this picture was, this reminds me one of the bracelets my dad had done for the Met. And in that, he had hammered the gold, and it looks like a gold sheet with different textures on it. So it is quite related to my field. That's what I love about it.
Like I said, Siddharth, very discerning eye.
Yeah, it was for the Greek and Roman galleries. And you had to take the full like 24K gold,
There's
pure form of
Jewish
gold.
inspiration everywhere.
Yeah, that's how I get my inspirations. Travel and take pictures.
Yeah. So this one's called Masquerade Peak, and this is, I think it's interesting today because it's also got caricaturish sort of characters who are not speaking to each other and sort of look like they're masked. So I think since we are living in we're all now masked kind instead of a mankind, I thought this would make a good addition to this showing, which is also at Chauncey Palace in Potsdam.
That's great. Molten heart or something. I don't remember. It's great.
Yeah. Mortal.
What is
this? I'm trying to figure this out.
This is the Medusa. This is done in Istanbul.
Istanbul, yeah.
It's like painful to look at and extremely haunting also. We are in New York again.
Fern, the more pictures I'm seeing of New York, I miss New York even more.
Exactly.
I love that city.
I know.
You're getting us on your nostalgia.
I miss India more than you miss New York.
It's the most
Yes,
liberating.
because Fawn is in her beautiful, beautiful Hamptons home.
We love you.
Big fresh pond.
That's right. Thank God for this place.
See, this is the thing where I'd rather be than in the previous picture. Yeah, I'd rather be here. I want to be on that hammock.
I think we'd all rather be there right now.
Yeah, feeling the water really warm.
It's actually a lot more safer, right? To be on a beach right now. It's more safer than to be in a city.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, where I am right now, I don't want to be anywhere else. And we are as safe as it can get. There's no cases in this little village up here.
Oh, nice.
Peter, you know this place really well. This is where Peter and I met in the Maldives.
It is, yeah. That's Vida Private Island. I think we had a swing together.
Yes, we did. Wonderful, beautiful.
I love
it.
Yeah, there's a swinging chair actually hanging from the tree. We used to go in there and
Manish, that's
enjoy the view.
We're talking about.
No, we went up the swing and you guys on it and swimming together. What is that picture?
Yes, I was feeling the swing on the picture.
So now
it was a very nice place, and in fact, that's where Rubina had her first golf lesson. It was on that particular island.
Ah.
And that's the time I realized I should be the next McElroy, but I'm not.
Your swing is much better. Don't worry.
Oh, yes! Everybody, please hear
Well,
this.
Peter, I'm also an enthusiast golfer, and would love to come and see you in your academy.
Then we'll swing together, and Manish will referee.
Sure. Most welcome.
Yes. I'll dress you up in very skimpy clothes.
The beginning of
You know,
your
all the
golf
Bollywood
line.
movies and all the songs, all the skimpy clothes.
Eleanor is dying.
Actually, in fact, from the center of this island where the golf cart is,
Oh,
you
that's
can actually hit out into the ocean. It's a very
Oh,
amazing place.
wow.
well, that's lovely.
Rubina, is that the
Indeed.
spa? Is that the spa?
No, this is from my beach villa. Yeah, I think it is. Or maybe it's a garu. I don't know.
On the jetty. Yeah,
Maybe
it
it's
might
a
be a
restaurant. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I think it's a restaurant.
Beautiful.
Or maybe
Yeah.
it's a spa.
That's a good place to be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then
The lights.
I'm going to have a quick look at something. Some people sent us messages. I'm just going to check what's happening there. Sorry about that, people, please.
So this is the best picture of all. It's the most beautiful
Yeah.
view you could ever hope for. Not that I'm biased in any way, because it happens to be the view from the bedroom that
Everybody-
Rubina stayed in when she came to visit me in England.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
And
yeah.
this is the
Very
view
nice.
I woke up to every morning. Yes, and the reason I like it because it's asymmetrical, but the tree is the central axis. It's almost like the sovereign of this landscape. And when you look at it in entirety, can you imagine this is the morning view every day? I mean, it was beautiful. And we even hiked to it. I exercised that day.
It's beautiful. And it's amazing to wake up to something like that.
That's why I called it soliloquy, because I talked to myself looking at this.
Absolutely.
Very beautiful.
Where is the exercise picture?
No proof of that ever. We don't leave things around. This is a waterfall on obviously the Pune highway from Bombay, and I just found it so fascinating that I stopped the car to take it. And I also think it's very musical. Waterfalls are musical in general.
Yeah, they are.
I mean,
Yeah, I wonder how many people see that, as they go on the highway, which obviously lets you go really fast, whether they actually ever see the waterfall.
oh yeah, my driver wasn't very pleased because I kept
Yeah, I don't think
stopping
anyone
him.
would have a look. They're just all about, wow, this is a really
And these
fast
were
road.
all
It's really
published
fast.
and only Al Jazeera respected me because they published all this series, of that time. So,
Looking at this
oh yeah,
way,
this
it looks
is
like, this
Peter.
looks like a space capsule, like a space mission ready to shoot off.
Yeah. So this is the time that, as everyone who's been to Dubai knows, that they light it up every day in different shades and hues. So this is the 5-ish, 4:35-ish time that they begin the lighting. I was just sort of starting to, Manish, how it goes up and then all the gizmos start on it.
Yes.
So it had just about started up, and so that was the time I took it. And I don't think any of you want to see the BTS of this shoot because I looked crazy trying to get this fire in. No one wants to see a woman lying down in very contorting, almost not display position to get this.
No,
You
we
should
want-
throw that in.
Very weird.
Yes, we all want to see it.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
No, I was sitting on this thing.
That's a good shot.
Yeah, I love it.
This is very.
I love the shot. I want to know where this horse is.
Yeah, can I tell you a story because you're on fashion? It will be very interesting for you. So,
Well,
the horse is
that's
right
great.
in front of the bird, of course, a certain distance away. And this is by a Colombian artist called Fernando Botero. Do you know this horse is 1.5 tons of bronze? I guess massive. And then you have this lean thing shooting up into the sky. I thought very interesting that it's almost like the time and the obsession we all have with lean, curvy, all kinds of words. That's the idea of getting the two of them together. Lean and curvy but also like dreaming about the world, whatever you look like, wherever you're from. There's space for everyone.
Great. Where is that?
My favorite museum.
That's Doha, right? The museum.
Mm-hmm.
That's Doha,
The
right?
Islamic art.
Yeah, the Islamic art.
No, this one is National
Yeah.
Museum of Qatar, which opened last year, and it's shaped like a desert rose because of the twin crystal formations that are found in Qatar. So interestingly, the architect cantilevered the look like a desert rose, and I honestly think there is no such piece of architecture in the world which is as magnificent as this. And of course, it will begin with the Pulitzer Prize-winning architect Jean Nouvel. But the inside and the outside are as they're just something else to behold in terms of man-made ideas.
I
You know,
found the museum very well curated, considering that it doesn't have too much of a history. Doha, Qatar doesn't have that much of a history.
interesting. Yes,
Well,
yes.
very well curated inside, with like directors have done short
Yeah,
films.
aside from the orange and the pearl, there's really not much. But the way they went about it,
They
I think
curated
is
it really
so,
well, styled it well.
yeah, beautiful. Yeah.
And what is the inside like? I mean, are there lots of natural light? Because it looks like it could be quite dark, that desert rose thing.
No, no, there's all kinds of floating, there's all kinds of undulation. The floor is built to look like you're walking on sand, which doesn't have a straight path. So you could get a bit dizzy.
But you're
And
right,
there's
it's quite
all
dark
kinds of
inside.
natural light.
It
Yeah,
is dark
and the
inside.
different rooms have uh, different kinds of light. So if it's like a children's playroom, there's artificial light. But if it needs the light, it has it. So there's this huge batula, which is the Qatari mosque. It's completely bright lit. It shines off. It totally depends on the pieces they're exhibiting at the time. So they change it around.
Amazing.
This is a warrior mask. I had to put this in because we're now all going to be wearing masks. And this was worn when people fought wars, and now we're fighting in virus.
I love this
Oh, that's
picture, Rubina.
That's a
Beautiful.
lovely angle.
Yeah, it's
Thank
also
you so
majestic.
much.
One of my favorite views in the world.
Yeah.
Monument,
And
and
what's
from
one?
such a small, tiny little hole, you captured the whole thing. And
Quite hard to get it, but it was nice.
yeah, I'm sure. It looks really nice.
To contain it without the extra, the building behind it, we can't put those up, and then so it happened. We're all Bombay people, we have to love it. This is modern Mumbai, a cold steel landmark versus the gateway, which is warm sandstone. This is not. This is cold steel, but this is modern. Yeah, it's called tempestuous calm, Eleanor.
Yeah.
So
I was
the city is
thinking about,
tempestuous and calm.
well, is it, yeah, because it's making me think, I know how like vibrant and noisy and big like Mumbai is, but looking at that picture, it just looks really sort of small and distant as though it's something you can ignore. But when you're there, obviously it's completely overwhelming. So it's kind of a weird way of looking at it.
Yeah. Peter, have you been to Bombay? I don't think you have. I think you can't hear me.
To who? To me, was it the question?
Yes,
Yeah.
I wonder if you've been to Bombay. I don't think you have.
No.
You will see what Eleanor
Not
is
yet.
talking about when you. And can you hear us now? Fern is almost a Bombayite now.
I feel like it's a second home for me, but it's been too long that I haven't been there.
Yeah, it's true.
Rubina, I'm allowed to only sit for about 10 minutes, so I'm going to excuse myself. I have to
No, sure,
lie
sure.
down with my bad spasm.
Yes.
Thank you, everyone.
But I
Nice
thought you were going to do this
Goodbye,
from
Manish.
your
Bye,
bedroom.
Manish.
Bye-bye.
Bye,
See you.
Manish.
Bye. Bye.
Good to see you, Manish. Be well.
Manish.
See you.
Take
Bye-bye.
care. Take care.
Rubina, same here. As much I would love to stay, but I have like a lot of people waiting, and I have a
Sure.
2-year-old nephew who's restless to go up to the dining hall, and we all need to go. So
Okay. Thank you,
it
Siddharth.
was it was very informative, great photography, and it was lovely to see you, Peter, Eleanor, Fern, Param, and Sangam. Lovely to meet you guys.
Same here, Sika.
You too.
All right.
Take
Bye.
care.
Ciao.
So I think Rohit couldn't come on. Something happened to his tech.
Is he still coming on?
Failed miserably. No, I don't know because I have no phone call. I'm just going to. Oh my God, he did call me. Sorry, I'm just. Is it okay to make calls during a live show?
I have to ask the
I
others then.
can't answer.
If you could photograph anything, like any building, what would you choose to photograph?
We're live on the show waiting for you. Please come on.
Like Vern, do you have a view of what you'd really like to take a picture of?
Excuse me, Eleanor, say that again.
If you could like have a
Eleanor,
special,
repeat that. I couldn't hear it.
yeah, if you could have a special travel machine to take you anywhere in the world, to take your best, like favorite picture ever. So it's more from an aesthetic point of view rather than because you want to be there. What would you take a picture of?
Oh my God, that's a tough question. I mean, there's so many beautiful places and beautiful pictures to be had everywhere. But you know, if we weren't in this COVID world, I'd be happy to go right back to India and be back in Bombay or in Goa with my friends. I miss it a lot.
Yeah.
And there's gorgeous pictures to be taken everywhere you look.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm kind of thinking that actually,
I mean, it's one of the most visually exciting countries to get inspiration from.
yeah, Rubina, I was just asking people if they
That's
could go
that's what I
where they would go to take a
Sorry?
picture. I was asking people if they could go anywhere to take a picture, where they'd like to go. And so Fern was saying how she really misses like Bombay and India. I don't know what the
I
others
just
think.
want to take my camera and now start shooting the whole world before something else comes upon us all.
Well, Rubina, you didn't start taking pictures till several years ago. I mean, you were not you were a journalist, not a
5 years.
photojournalist. And I mean, it's extraordinary what you've accomplished in 5 years, you know, focusing on taking pictures. I mean, all of a sudden you had cameras and you were running around taking pictures. And it's, you know, it's really remarkable. Kudos to you for turning that into another whole career.
Thank you.
And also,
But you inspire me to do so many things.
everybody's on with the effort you did for the garnering the peak. I think I'm frozen now, but
I can hear you.
yeah, the technology is crazy here. My internet is bad, but what you did with the PPE and getting the gowns and masks done for the journalists out on the street was really extraordinary.
Thank you. By the way, I want to make everybody understand that Rohit is calling me, telling me he's been on the show for an hour. I said, where?
He's been on for an hour? Who's he been
He said,
talking
I've
to?
been on the show for an hour. I'm like, where? We can't see you. Rohit is the original couturier of all time. And to be creative, you've got to be a little bit mad. I guess that goes with the territory. So, Paras and so on, you're asking anything?
No, so I just it's your special day today, and as Fern mentioned that you were a journalist.
What's your
now you are
favorite
like a
picture,
photographer.
Rubina?
Oh, okay, sorry.
Sorry. Something happened. Someone was speaking and someone else spoke. I don't know. I can't hear anyone.
Hi, can you?
Which picture is your favourite, Rubina, if you can hear me?
I love the Chrysler, the one called Illuminous Seduction. And I mean, that's what set me off to doing an exhibit. And then I love the birds and the horse, the Botero horse and the bird.
Very
I
nice.
don't know why, but I just love these two the most. I'm a bad mother. I'm choosing.
And do you have any new plans of where you'll photograph next?
Yes, I have two very unfulfilled dreams in my life. Two countries that I must get lost in immediately when things are better: Japan and Africa.
Yes.
And
Africa.
Yeah, Africa's a continent. Africa's a continent.
Yeah.
Sorry.
There's a
Okay.
few countries in there.
Thank you, Modern College. Thank you. This is where I learn. So, no, I have to do Russia. These are my three. I have to do these three sometime, somewhere.
Well, there's some lovely buildings in Moscow.
I know.
I mean, South Africa is a wonderful place to. Victoria Falls, for example, if you like nature, great place to go.
Yeah.
In Zimbabwe.
Moscow is going to be. Moscow, I have to play at your beautiful country resort, which is Aguilarov.
Well, I can photograph your swing for you. Which I met one of your favorite pictures.
Yes. I still have the video you made. I think I'm the cat's whiskers in that video. No, I'm not.
No.
When was the last time you played golf?
The first and the last time with Peter in February 2014. Yes. That's why he said I have a swing. But interestingly, Peter, my grandfather was off-duty golfer. He did so many things. One of the things was golf. Maybe he can do that string. Maybe. So nice for all of you to give me a home. Really grateful. Now I must think of how much I tell Rohit that you were not a part of our show. So I don't know what show he was on.
A solo show, his own special show.
Yeah, I guess. And he's so pumped and stoked about it. I don't know what's happened.
So you can't
Thank
get him
you,
out
Sean.
at the last minute for the final word?
He's calling again. Hello? Rohit, please come on the show. Hi. Okay, say hi to everybody. What show are you on?
Hey, good.
Rohit, I think I have to hang up and call you later because the show is still on. We waited for you, but are you going to come on?
Tell him he gets the last word if he gets on now.
Okay, just please come on now. Just click the link. It's called clicking the link. It's going to be very hard. Okay. Okay, he's singing songs, guys. I don't know what's happening. I really doubt that I can make you stay the whole evening. I don't think so. But okay.
But when you speak to him later,
Thank you.
If you speak to him later, give him my love.
I will. He's singing a song. Paras and Sonam know what I'm talking about. Thank you so much, Peter, for coming on. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you,
You're
Paul.
welcome.
Thank you, Paul. Thank you, Sonam. And Eleanor, please say hi
Thank you,
to
Rubina.
Lucy and Seth and to Ian.
Yeah.
And see you all very soon, virtually till God doesn't open up the world.
Yes. See you very soon.
Super.
And let's
Take care,
party
everybody.
once the lockdown gets
Once
over
again, a very
now.
happy birthday, Rubina.
Yeah, celebrate
Happy
now. You can
birthday,
go and
Rubina.
relax.
Yeah.
See everybody.
I'm going to have
Bye.
Bye, Rubina.
a lot of
Bye,
Lots of love.
everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.